action. Now, leading into chapter 3, which is called Recognize the Problem, is where you get the understanding of how this problem can affect your son. If you can recognize that your son growing up over an extended period of years, hearing his mother, whom he loved dearly, say over and over and over how men ain't shit, excuse my language, or I don't need a man. I mean, this woman can very well not need a man. I'm not saying she shouldn't say that. I'm saying just think about what your son is hearing. And especially when you get 8, 9, 10 years old, think about what he's hearing. Because he's looking at his mother as a representative, not necessarily of his girlfriend, but as a representative of women. And if he's hearing his mother say women don't need men, I mean, he's getting a lot of insecurity. He's hearing the person he believes the most say it. Women don't need men. So when he starts thinking about approaching a woman, instead of him having this attitude that as long as I say the right things and be the right way, I got a chance at that. He starts thinking about, man, if women don't need men, why is she gonna like me? Why should I? And then he ends up not talking to her. He ends up turning around, walking away, not talking to her, depressed, whatever results from that. And the reason I know this is because they tell it to me. They tell me this stuff. And the biggest reason for it is that they did not get to see or be with their father when they were kids. We know a lot of fathers don't want to be with their sons or daughters. They're derelict dads. And just like we know that, we know there's a lot of fathers that want to be with their sons and daughters, that gotta go through so much hell to do it, they say, forget it. I don't agree with that approach, but I certainly understand it. And that's what chapter 3 is about. You recognize the problem. You try to find what caused, where it stemmed from. Then we try to solve it. Because the bottom line is, as this process continues, your son and your daughters, because they're both affected by this mentality, they lose their identity as female or male. Because the single mother, in a lot of cases, I don't know, I don't really believe this is intentional, but they raise them as if there is no difference between the sexes. I'm not saying you should not let them play together or anything like that. What I am saying is there are just differences you have to start implementing in the way you rear your child, depending on their sex. And that's what chapter 4 is about.